Greetings, it's Tom Hanks speaking. Before you dive into Bungle's latest video, I have an important message to share. I urge you all to show your support for Bungle's content by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving a comment in the section below. Once you've done that, sit back, relax, and enjoy the featured presentation on the major changes coming to Enlisted. Bungle is an exceptional content creator in the Enlisted community, and this video serves as a prime example of their expertise. Thank you for tuning in.
Ladies and gentlemen of Bungle, hope you're doing well, and I hope you're having a great day. So today we just got a recent update, not official news yet, on the Enlisted news on the Enlisted website, but on the Enlisted forum, talking about, hey, there's kind of been some blowback over the weekend from certain content creators or news that were put out, let's say on the Enlisted Reddit, on the Enlisted forum, on YouTube channels, etc. So Kia Fox, a community manager, community leader, developer, whatever, came out and posted a forum post kind of with some RFIs or some answers to questions that were asked about these projected changes to progression and matchmaking. So pretty much we're going to go over it, and of course for those out there that like hearing what the best Enlisted content creator has to say, the only, the one, the Bungle, here we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents, kind of what I feel about it. So right away, kind of the big highlights here, big takeaways from Kia Fox's message is pretty much hitting home on what I stated earlier in my previous video, talking about why these changes are terrible for the game. Pretty much one of the big questions that were kind of highlighted, and I kind of laugh at this, you know, hey, if you have a BT5, is it going to be in the Normandy campaign? You're going to play as Russia, you're going to play against the Germans, right? Because I kind of put it out there like, hey, you know, this doesn't make any sense what you're trying to project here, right? Am I going to be taking my Russian team, my Russian lineup, and facing allies in Normandy? You know, is that going to happen? And the answer is no. You're not going to face that specific kind of campaigns. If you're playing as Russia, you will play against where Russia fought against the Germans or the Axis. That's pretty much it. So what this means is that if I decide to go, you know, let's say take out a T-34 and play as Russia, I will only face off against Germany in various campaigns that Russia and Germany went at it, which currently right now is only the Battle of Moscow, Battle of Stalingrad, and Battle of Berlin, right? Now, of course, if you play the Allies, like let's say the US or Britain, pretty much I think the only thing right now they're going to just have a US tech tree with British stuff in it. Then, of course, you'll be playing in Normandy and Tunisia campaign. That's where you will find yourself facing off against the German players. Now, kind of the big question here that, you know, Bungle is going to raise is, one, the Germany, right? You're only going to have one faction that a lot of people are going to go up against, which is Germany. And that's going to be pretty much pulling the matchmaker for the player base, right? Because a big issue here, and kind of a lot of the bigger content creators and community has been pushing for, hey, Enlisted's dead. There's like literally no one playing but bots. I want to play against real players. All these campaigns are splitting everyone up. Well, this is supposed to be an attempt to rectify that issue. But the problem I see with it is that, hey, if you got a bunch of players that are playing the Allies, and you only have a small portion of their player plays playing Germany, for one, those matches are still going to be filled with bots. You're still going to have a lot of bots. And especially if you get to the higher tiers, right? There's still going to be a lot of people playing with bots still, even on the German side. Like, let's be honest, I really doubt that there's a lot of players playing Germany that can suffice a lot of players just playing the Allies, right? I highly doubt that. I don't feel that this is going to rectify the whole bot situation. I personally don't find an issue getting into a match playing against bots. I understand some queues may take up to a minute to get into a match, but regardless, you're still able to play Enlisted. However, I don't feel that this is going to rectify the situation, especially if you've played War Thunder, which I have. I've been playing since 2012. When War Thunder used to do historical battles where you would play as the Allies against the Axis, which would be Germany, and then of course they added other tech trees down the road. But the problem is that, one, the queue times were way too big. So as a result, they started doing mixed battles. So you would find yourself playing against Germany as Russia, or even be allied with Germany as a Russian player, as a Russian tech tree player, against allied forces like the US or British or etc. And even now, like I said, if you haven't played War Thunder, check it out. Go play, you know, like realistic battles. Play Russia, for example. You'll be surprised. You'll find yourself maybe on the same team as the Germans. And that is where Enlisted is going to go, 110%. There is no way currently, and like I said, there's a lot of claims that there is 25,000 or a million players on Enlisted. I highly doubt that this is going to go and suffice this, 110%. There's going to be mixed battles in Enlisted. You will see a T-34 facing off against Germans in Normandy campaign. It will happen down the road. And I know there's a disclaimer right now, it's not going to happen, it's not going to happen. This is why they need to do a developer server to kind of understand, what's their intent behind this? What are they trying to do with the tech trees and everything like that? Another factor that was brought up is the whole battle rating system, right? What you're going to find is that if you have higher tier weaponry, such as an STG-44 if you play Germany, and you have a Panzer II in your lineup, right? That Panzer II is going to be factored with that BR of the STG-44. So whatever your highest battle rating weapon is, or equipment, or tank, or etc., that's going to be reflected in that matchmaking. So when you get matched and place against players, you're going to place against that highest battle rating item. And that's where it comes with War Thunder with the lineups of, hey, if I'm battle rating 4.0, make sure you don't have like a 9.0 or a 9.7 or something, because you're going to get dragged up into that matchmaking, and then your 4.0 lineup's going to do terrible because it's in the 9.7 matchup, right? That's the type of things that's going to be happening with this battle rating, this matchmaking system. So another thing to note too, of course, is the historical accuracy, or kind of, if I call it, mental gymnastics of why this is a great idea, why there should be IS-2s fighting in the Battle of Moscow. There should be a T-34-100 in the Battle of Moscow. Sign me up. I'm the first. I want a T-34-100. I want a mouse in Normandy go against a T-29, right? Let's have T-29s while we're at it. And that's kind of the issue right now, right? Historical accuracy, the mental gymnastics that's being portrayed, especially some of the community managers, community contributors, etc., is that, oh well, it's still a World War II item, and you're still fighting kind of in a World War II battlefield, so therefore it's historically accurate. And there's been Panzer IV F2s that have been in the Battle of Moscow, same with T-50s that weren't there, so therefore it's justified to have an IS-2. Like, this approach, this mental gymnastics that we're doing right now, is that it's going to come down to War Thunder, right? At the end of the day, I'm calling it as it is. It's going to become like War Thunder. They're going to head to War Thunder. It is going to the direction of how War Thunder is. Like I said, I've been playing War Thunder since 2012. This is not my first rodeo with Gaijin games. So yeah, that's going to be a thing. IS-2s, T-34-100s, won't be surprised as a mouse in Normandy, and there's going to be a T-29 in Normandy. It would not surprise me at all. And then lastly, kind of the big thing is, what the heck's going to happen with your silver orders, your surplus of silver orders, your surplus of bronze orders, gold orders, etc. Like, what the heck's going to happen with that, right? Is it going to get converted into free experience? And like I said, these RFIs that are coming out are more like knee-jerk reactions. Like, for example, I guarantee that BT5 and Normandy thing definitely came from my video, because I know there's a lot of people that were really upset that I mentioned that, because it's going to be a thing down the road with Enlisted. I guarantee it. Like I said, you played War Thunder, you know right now what I'm talking about. It's going to happen that way. So this is just a knee-jerk reaction with a lot of stuff. There hasn't been any clear guidance on what exactly is going to be happening with these updates, what is actually going to go and change with the progression. Right now, we just got the bottom line up front that, hey, campaigns are gone. You're going to go and basically have a tech tree. You're going to have a battle rating system where pretty much the equipment, vehicles you're going to use are going to factor who you fight against, and kind of, what the difficulty is going to be too, right? Because if you got high tier stuff, of course, you're going to be facing off against people with high tier stuff. And if you don't know what you're doing, you have a high tier stuff, and you have like kind of like a crappy lineup, but really good STG-44, you got a Panzer II, well, you're going to get clobbered by T-34-100s, IS-2s, maybe even IS-3s, right? So, that's the direction we're going to. It's basically going to be War Thunder with infantry. And, sadly, I don't want to be a pessimist or a Debbie Downer here, but that's the direction it's going. Now, they do watch this video. I guarantee you that watching it right now, there's probably what they call them, enlisted helpers. I've never even interacted with any of them. But definitely the developers and the helpers, I don't know who they are, but they watch this channel, they watch this video. So they're definitely going to go and kind of, probably get angry and upset at what I say here. But, this is the truth, is that you're basically turning this game into War Thunder with infantry. And there's a lot of people that are very upset about this, and the mental gymnastics being used of, oh, this is for the betterment of the community. This is going to go and help out Enlisted. This is going to get more players in. If you don't know what you're talking about, you're misinformed. Like, no. The end of the day is that if you go and split them up in tech trees, your player base is going to still pull a lot from the Germans because right now it's just only the Allies versus Germany, right? Germany's the only Axis faction. So you're telling me that 80 or 90% of the player plays Germany, and everyone else, the minority, plays the Allies? Then maybe I could kind of see, but I don't see that data. And that's the thing, is you're going to still run the issue of a long queue time, and then you're going to be with bots still, and then there's going to be the whole argument, well, there's, the Gaijin's lying about their numbers, or there's 25,000 or a million players this MMO website put out, they don't know what they're talking about. Like, I don't think we've really dived into what exactly we're trying to do here. We're just kind of just throwing stuff up, saying it's a great idea, and then if anyone doesn't agree with it, they're misinformed and they're an idiot. That's kind of the issue right now. Like I said, a lot of players are concerned. I'm concerned. And lastly, at the end of the day is the premium squads, right? What are we going to do with all the premium squads? What is happening with premium squads instead of saying they'll just be a happy family, right? There's a comment made by, I think, Keo Fox, Neo Fox, I don't know how you pronounce her, their name. But pretty much they were saying like, hey, it's gonna be a happy family. Like, this is not making people, warm and fuzzy inside about how these changes are gonna go. Me, for example, I pretty much bought or put my own money into all of the premium squads, and seeing a lot of squads turn into rank 1. Can only research rank 1 to 2. Like, that's stuff that I should know right now, so that way players are more informed, and then I can do updated reviews. I'm like, hey, as a heads up, this is going to be a rank 1 premium that's only good for researching rank 1 to 2 for your tech tree. Like, that's how the premiums are going to go, and there's really like no guidance on what exactly is going to happen with these premium squads. Besides that, there'll be a happy family. Like, how does that make any sense, right? I know Bungle is terrible, the worst content creator in Enlisted. Spreads disinformation, but at the end of the day, I mean, the information I got is what I got, and there's nothing really more I can do with it, right? What are we doing with the premium squads? Can anyone tell me? Hello, Gaijin, pick up the phone. What are we doing with my premium squads? Like, I don't know what's going on. So that's pretty much where we're at. Pretty much everything I said in my previous video. The only thing I think was wrong currently right now is that if you're playing as the allies, you're going to find yourself in your respective battlefield. So if you're playing as Russia, you're going to be playing in Moscow, you're going to be playing in Berlin. If you play as the US, you'll find yourself in Normandy or Tunisia, Tunisia. Or the allies, what do you say, right? UK is going to be with the US. If you play as the Axis, be prepared to pretty much get quick queues because everyone's going to be playing against you. But I'm going to be interested in how that player base works. But you will not see any of those aforementioned campaigns or those allied forces competing in different theaters. But you will see kind of janky equipment, though. You definitely will see an IS-2 in Moscow. You'll probably see a King Tiger or Tiger 2 in Tunisia. But those are historically accurate. They are very accurate. There were Tiger 2s in Moscow. There were T-34-100s in Moscow. The Soviets managed to push back the Germans during 1952 with the T-34-100s, and that's why Germany surrendered in 1962. I mean, might as well, I would start making dates up at this point. T-29s were there in Normandy when they stormed the beaches. I mean, I don't know at this point, but that's the direction we're going. I hope you enjoyed this latest Bungle video, Bungle take. Definitely want to see what you think down below. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Take care.